Well, hello everyone. These are the answers to the Roald Dahl quiz on Star Pupil on Friday, the 18th of September. And the first question I asked you was who was the illustrator on most of Roald Dahl's books, and that was Quentin Blake, who, as well as doing lots of illustrations for Roald Dahl, also has written many picture books in his own right. I then asked you who was the champion of the world, and that was, of course, Danny, the champion of the world. And the next question was about the two Roald Dahl autobiographies. So he wrote Boy, Tales of Childhood, which I'll just show you there. And then the sequel, the answer to the question was Going Solo. So that was his second autobiography. And again, you can see some Quentin Blake illustrations on the front covers of the books. I asked you then what was Charlie's surname in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and he was Charlie Bucket. And then question 5, James and the Giant Peach. The ants were called Ant Spiker and Ant Sponge. I hold them up there. So Ant Spiker, the skinnier of the two. And like a lot of Roald Dahl characters, they didn't always do a very good job of taking care of young James, who they were responsible for. I asked you question 6, the title of the book in which Roald Dahl retells some well-known fairy tales, and he kind of puts his own, I suppose, his own spin on them, and maybe changes our opinions of some of those well-known fairy tale characters, and that was Roald Dahl's Revolting Rhymes. And again, another Quentin Blake illustration on the front of that. This character, a very popular character, and has been portrayed in film and on stage. And of course is Willy Wonka. So that was question 7, Willy Wonka. Question 8, the BFG stands for Big Friendly Giant. And question 9, the characters Bogus, Bunce and Bean. And there they are, Bogus, Bunce and Bean. And the little rhyme that goes with them. One fat, one short, one lean. These horrible crooks, so different in looks, were nonetheless equally mean, and they appear in Fantastic Mr. Fox. And they're always trying to get Fantastic Mr. Fox, but he outsmarts them. The sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. And question 11, in Matilda, the name of that character who very foolishly steals a slice of Miss Trunchbull's cake was Bruce Bogtrotter. And Ezio Trot, spelt backwards, is tortoise. So the creature Ezio Trot is a tortoise. The next question, complete the title, The Giraffe and the Pelly and Me. And again, a few more Quentin Blake illustrations, The Giraffe and the Pelly and Me. The title of the book, what happened to George's ghastly grandmother when he fed her his marvellous medicine, and she grew as tall as the house and she burst through the roof. And question 15, the title of the book in which the Gregg family got turned into birds by their angry neighbour, and that was The Magic Finger. So there is the magic finger, and she got very cross with her neighbours. The book in which the character asks his grandmother, when you were a little girl, did you ever meet a witch? Was The Witches. And then I asked you the nationality of Roald Dahl's parents. They were Norwegians. They were from Norway. And in question 18, what creature does Mr. Twit put in Mrs. Twit's bed? And if you remember the Twits, they were always playing mean, nasty tricks on each other. And they were both as bad as each other, in my opinion. But Mr. Twit put a frog in Mrs. Twit's bed. And if you ever go back and read the Twits, you maybe make a list of all the different tricks and things that they do to each other. The penultimate question, Revolting Children, is a song from a musical, and based on which Roald Dahl book, and that's from Matilda. So I don't know, maybe you've been lucky enough to go and see Matilda, and maybe you know some of the songs from the musical. And the final question, and I asked you about the characters who also won the golden tickets. So in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, there were 5 golden tickets, and Charlie obviously found the 5th golden ticket, and I'll just hold them up there. See, maybe not a very, very good picture, but in the front there we have Veruca Salt, who's very, very spoilt, and then we have Mike TV, who just really wasn't focusing on much because he was much more interested in living his life like a TV show. Then we have Augustus Gloop, and finally, we have Violet Beauregard, who was always chewing gum. So we've got Veruca Salt, Augustus Gloop, Mike TV, and Violet Beauregard were the other winners of the golden ticket. So those are the answers to the Roald Dahl quiz. As I said earlier, I always wonder how you got on. And I suppose I just want to finish really with this little quote, which I've already shared in Star Pupil today, from Roald Dahl himself. Kindness, that simple word. To be kind, it covers everything in my mind. If you're kind, that's it. And I think that's a lovely message to end today's quiz with. So take care and be kind. Bye.